inside with it. Man, this is a dope moment right here for me. This is a dope moment right here.
Yeah, man. I mean, so how long have we known each other?
Damn, bro. When I used to work at that spot over there on East Street with you, when I started, there was 2014, 15 maybe. Wow.
It was earlier than that. It was 2014.
It had to
when
been
I
24
left there.
when you left there. So
Yeah.
I was, you know me.
Yeah.
Wham bam, no thank you, man.
Yeah, it was definitely, I talk a lot about on this show just kind of the culture of the industry, right?
Right.
And that place was the perfect example of what you talk about going on in the industry. We were not necessarily everybody in there, but there was a heavy drug culture.
That's a fact.
We were getting, I don't want to say used, but they were new restaurant owners, and they didn't know how to treat their people properly. And then there was high turnover.
Yeah, that's one thing that I realized, bro, that's prevalent in Minnesota. And then what better platform to talk about it than this one?
Yeah.
Which is, you got a lot of people out here, just because they got a lot of chicken, they feel like they can, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They feel they can do this.
Yeah.
They don't understand that grind, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
And they put it off on you and I.
Yep.
But it's bittersweet for the both of us because moving forward, you know what I'm saying? We gained that experience at an early stage of our career.
Yeah.
By force.
I would 100% agree with that. A lot of it was learning where to get fucked. You know what I mean? Like, because we were definitely screwed over there. We weren't paid. I mean, when I was working at the Copper Hen, I was working easy 90 hours a week.
I remember that,
easy,
bro.
dude. And I was maybe making more, a little bit over 30 grand a year. You know, like
in America.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like,
with 3 R's.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about. But then from there, I went back with my my old mentor Darren at D Spot, who throws down on all these different sauces, and then eventually I moved on with Chad Grant at Victory 44, and I learned from him. But it's all about where you learn, right, and where you cut your teeth, because you're gonna cut your teeth.
You're gonna cut your teeth, bro.
Yeah.
And everyone has that breaking point, and it's like us. We were in the trenches, bro.
Yeah, we
but
were.
At a certain point, we were always in control.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Think about it. We were in control, bro. They didn't know what the hell they were doing at that point. I don't know what's the state of that establishment at this point, but at that moment in time, bro,
Yeah.
had we wanted to, we could have ran that spot in the ground, bro.
It's very true. I mean, like, they were new restaurant owners, and they've done some good things for themselves, and I can also say that I know people who work there now, and they're treating their people properly. But you're right, like we ran the place. I mean, they had no idea what was going on. There was Danielle, right, who would do the baking, and she was great at that. But in terms of running a line, like the amount of organizational capacity that you need in your staff to do that, they had no idea. I mean, they would come back during brunch, and you could see they looked like
they didn't understand the choreography, the dance.
Yeah,
they were in the way,
it,
bro.
Yeah.
Like, we danced. We did that 2-3 step, bro.
Montecoso, man, buttery.
A little salve, like, yo, talk to me nice. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't talk to us nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. And, that, I think, translates to later in your career, because I've had people that have worked under me now, right? Because we made it, baby. Yeah.
That's a fact. How they say, he who laughs last, laugh hardest.
But I've had people work under me, and that choreography comes out naturally now, and I don't have to. It's like I've had multiple chefs in my upbringing, right, who were hard to get along with, rough. I mean, just they were. That kind of maestro kind of like I do as I say
Alpha
right
male
now.
Syndrome
Yeah,
type
like
demo.
Like like fucking do this. I don't have to do that because I've been through it and I know what needs to be done. Through. And it's like, oh nope, don't put that here, don't put that here, and I can be a human being to my staff. Facts. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's like at the same time you have somebody come in new and they want to talk. They want to talk that trash. And it's like, I can tell in the first shift that you haven't been through
what you're talking about.
Through. Yeah.
Not only that, like, you got a lot of people that they, how can I say it? Like you said, they talk that talk, but they can't walk that walk, bro. Yeah. But at a certain point in this lifestyle, bro, it's always going to come that moment where you got to back it up. Wall-to-wall tickets. Can I depend on you at that moment? And you and I, we established that from day one.
We did, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we absolutely did. Hold on.
You know, this Moreno, you know what I'm saying? Not to put words in your mouth, but at the end of the day, everyone there was astonished that this Moreno, no, they didn't know my nothing, but what do you need done?
Yeah.
Never late, never missed a day.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna put up with your shit, bro.
Yeah, man. I want to get into that in the first segment because, like, I mean, I'll just be real. I haven't had a lot of black people on the show.
Right.
Honestly, in the kind of restaurants that I've worked in, they're not there. They don't let you in.
Facts.
I mean, let's be real about it.
And you know what's sad, bro? Is that's the unspoken truth in America, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's on all levels. But you know what makes me great, though, and why I appreciate all of the shit that I've been through, bro?
Yeah.
Is that I never once used that as no excuse.
Yeah.
Did I not work twice as harder than everybody in there getting paid entry level?
Yeah.
Not saying, you know what I'm saying, whoop-de-whoop, but no, that mentality that I came in there with, you saw it like, hold on, this motherfucker's different.
Yep.
Like, I can depend on him.
Yep.
He doesn't fit that mold that preceded black people.
Yeah, I mean specifically with you. Now here's the thing. It's like I kind of come from a different stock where we don't think that way. You know what I'm saying? Like the Greeks, they're xenophobic, I would say. Like, if you're not from the specific city in Greece that we're from, then we just don't like you.
That's a fact.
But it's less specific, where it's like we don't like black people, or we don't. So it's like
I was always no fucking body.
Right. We like work. You know what I'm saying? That so whatever I saw that worked, right? I appreciated.
That was a fact.
Right. And then on top of that, you were just a good dude, right? You never. I've had people, fight me on the line. I've had people tell me that I'm a shitty person because I, asked them to do something. I've had all kinds of problems, and I know that you have too. But my point is that it's like you were good people, so of course, man, you were part of the family from day one. And it stayed that way no matter where our paths have gone, and our paths have gone some pretty crazy places. Yeah. So. But I wanted to talk about that race issue with you because I'm not like, it's 2020. You got to be careful with who you talk about that with because like you could say the wrong thing and then I don't have a podcast anymore. Everybody's hijacked. But you're somebody where it's like I want to see the first person view of like
I ain't never scared. I've always I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say and I don't care about nobody's fucking feelings, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I explain that to everybody along the way of my struggle.
Yeah.
When you dealing feelings, you fucking lose.
Yeah.
It's about facts, bro. So if what I'm saying is a fact and it's hurting your feelings, you're a casualty of the truth, my brother.
Yeah. I like that. That's a good way to put it.
You know what I'm saying?
Casualty of the truth. I like that.
If you're a casualty of the truth and you upset about it, go fuck yourself, take a nap, think about it, and wake up with a little more truth in your life, and then you'll be able to accept it more moving forward.
Yeah, that's it's interesting that you bring that up because how I look at cooking, right? I was actually talking with Darren on the show a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about, people lie, but food doesn't.
Food don't lie, bro.
If I eat your food, right?
That's the truest shit I ever heard.
Yeah. If I eat your food, right, and even if you're unexperienced, right, and you don't know all these different flavor combinations, all these techniques, right? But if I eat your food and you go, this is the best food that I could make you. I know you're gonna enjoy this food. It could be fucking Kraft mac and cheese, but you put
your little twist to it.
But you did it well, right? Like, it doesn't even have to be creative. It doesn't have to be this genius thing. It just, I can tell the truth in somebody making good food, right?
That's a fact.
And that's something that I experienced with you. I just think that it's interesting that you brought up, a casualty of the truth. I like that because I've had plenty of them. I've had plenty of them where it's like, look, dude, you aren't who you think you are, who you say you are.
Take it down a notch and show me something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's all about your body of work. Now, that goes for cooking. You know what I'm saying? That goes for carpentry. That goes for fucking the green thumb gardener, bro.
Yeah.
Give a fuck what you're charging me. I don't give a fuck what you say you can do. So I just want to see results, bro.
I agree, man. Like, so I have a barber now, right? And you know, I used to have hair down to here. I was like totally, Grecian. I was like, Spartans, free men don't cut their hair, Steve. You're like, free men? You talking to me about free men? And I'm like, free men don't fucking cut their hair, Steve. Now I have cut. I'm locked in a different way. Okay, I'm locked into sobriety. Let's put it that way.
Copy.
So, but anyways, I got a barber, and I'm telling you, man, like, it was just night and day from somebody who there was truth in it, right? When I looked at myself in the mirror, I was like, holy shit, I look like a different person. The shape of my head looks different, right? Like, the fade was, it's crisp. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so where did you learn to do this? He's like, I went to Denmark. I was like, you went to Denmark? But that's what it is, man. It's a craft, right? He treats it as a craft.
In your craft.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is what's key. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So no matter what, the road that both you and I have traveled, we've taken sacrifice upon sacrifice, whether it was pay, comfortability, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with shitty people.
Yeah.
Big picture. You know what? No matter what, this shit is making me great. It's not making me great. It's not making me feel great.
Yeah.
But this is what great people go through.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, yeah, I could have been one of those people. Like you said, I see them, they come in, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, bro, you're like, I don't even know how many years my junior, but I could have taken out a pro. Like, man, get the fuck out of here, you young ass motherfucker. Yeah. Like, get out of here. And we was on the south. I think that's South Minneapolis. I could have really got on some south side shit. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here.
I was like, I'm from East St. Paul, dude. Like,
and I'm like, me too.
Ain't no south side shit happening you know here. What I'm from where they don't find you. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. But it's like I said from, you know what I'm saying, in a minute ago, it's that choreography, that dance, that you just, it's instinctive when you're in a kitchen that you're comfortable being in and around people that you're comfortable being with, and make a fucked up situation great. You meet great people. But had I let that fucked up situation get to me, I would have never been able to have given us that opportunity to make that choreography dance that much great to where we can, you know what, fat lady song on this one, but I'll meet you down the road in another venture. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, it was, so you know my history, and you know my history while I was at the Copper Hen, and I mean, I'll just be straight up, I'm pretty straight up on the show. It's like, at that place, I let it get to me, right? Yep. I think I was 19 when I became their sous chef, right? And we just talked about the money. Bro. And I'm not, this is no excuses, but this is just like, I haven't talked about it too much on the show. I've just kind of like passed over it. But since you were there, I think it's good to get into it.
That's a fact.
I mean, I was banging heroin like before every shift. Before every shift.
That's a fact.
You'd be like knocking on the bathroom door, like, Christos, are you gonna be ready? And it was like, yep, I'm good now.
But you know what? You say what that, but that was, and I don't know what the turning point was for you, but at that moment in time, I never treated you any fucking differently.
You really didn't, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And knowing my background, I never took advantage of your weakest moment.
Yep.
I could have fucking sold you all the heroin that
Yeah.
that I had access to. Man,
Yeah.
I'm from a fucking dark place where that's what they do.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I really could have did that just to compensate for the lack of pay that I was doing. And I'm like, yo, I don't give a fuck. Shit,
Yep.
if nothing else, I'm not getting it on the books. I'm gonna get it off the books.
Yep.
I never did that.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it was one of those things to where no matter what, we had those moments, and people said whatever the hell they wanted to say about Christos, whoever, blase split. I can depend on you.
Yep.
So what does it say about those fuckers though, to where even with that dependency and whatever the fuck you had going on and demons you were fighting, I could depend on you in that state more than I could depend on those motherfuckers sober.
Yeah, man. Wow, I never really thought about it like that.
Talk to me nice. You feel
I
me?
never really thought about it.
Think
like
about that.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, bro, when whoever was gone and certain people didn't give a fuck, bro, that was the difference between that establishment functioning every day on that grind because of people that were on the same page doing that dance that gave a fuck.
Yep.
That's the difference between an establishment going from sugar to shit overnight.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I want to talk a little bit about the reality of what that sacrifice is because, you know, I'm sober now.
Right.
I'm close to 4 years sober from
Damn,
everything.
hold on. Congratulations to my man. You feel me?
Yeah, do a little dance.
Word,
Do
that's
a little
offending.
dance. But you know, there was ventures into other things, and you know, with the language, that things got pretty intense and pretty crazy, right? And I mean, you were there. You were there too.
Bro.
You were there during that time too.
That's what I'm saying. It was
where,
like, bro,
where I was
I'll-
like, I gotta drop you off here,
I
bro,
gotta-
because
yo, bro,
people
like,
are watching.
That's a fact.
People are
And I'm
watching.
like, bro, what the fuck? But
Yeah.
I fucked with you enough to be like, you know what? I would rather still baby step you to your crib and make sure you're good no matter what the consequences.
And
are.
that's my point, is that there's something very, very genuine and beautiful that you have that translated to your cooking. And when you say since you said since day one, and it's very true for me as well. I mean, we never had like this you know how people talk about what do they call it, a transition period. We never had a transition.
that.
It was just like, oh, hey Steve, what up? You know, like,
What's really
oh,
going
yeah,
on?
nice cuts. Let's get to work.
ASAP.
Let's
Those
put it
fucking
out.
broom wild cuts were like you would have done them.
Yeah. It was beautiful, man. Now, and I will say this, it's like that world and that life is something that I thought was a necessity because of the state of the industry at that time, right? We live in a completely different world than even 5 years ago.
That's a fact.
Because at that time, the walk-in pay, you were getting paid minimum, right?
Bro, I was getting paid what? At that point, I was getting $12, $13 an hour, bro.
Yeah. I mean, and we're talking rent prices are pretty much the same as they are now. I mean,
Yep.
they've risen even more, right? But how are you going to make that work, right? Because we're investing in the craft, right?
That's a fact.
But we're investing all of our time into the craft, right? Like I said, 90 hours, that's not an exaggeration. I was there. I was there.
bro.
I was there from 7 in the morning
On salary.
until close on salary every day. So I didn't have any other way to make money except move things around,
That's
right?
a fact.
And
Product of your environment.
I think that we've moved on from that a little bit, but it's big to me because I put the onerous on me, right? The decisions were ultimately my own, right?
Right, correct.
But the situation that I was put in, people are still getting put into those positions. How can you expect somebody to want to build their craft when you're not paying them? How can you expect someone to do that? I mean, you're doing your own thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not working for anybody else.
God bless America.
And that's what I'm saying.
And
that's what I'm saying is like that's where the industry starts to fall apart. That's where you have people like Anthony Bourdain
God bless the dead.
killing themselves.
So they say.
I mean, you know what I'm saying.
But you know what I say to all of that too is that when you ask that, you pose the question, how can you expect them to? The same way I did, bro.
Yeah.
Basically, if you have that drive, bro, and that ambition, you're gonna have it whether the circumstances are this or that. It's gonna be more prevalent in the moments that you need it to be, and more, you know what I'm saying, subdued when you don't really need it.
Here's what I'm saying, because I hear what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying, because I'm in a position now, right, that I got through it, right? But you and I are both very aware of many people who did not get through it, right?
That's a fact.
Who did not get through it. They died it's just like, every time I go to a meeting, right, I'm like, the death toll in my life is insane. And when I'm bringing to the table, I have a restaurant of people, right? Those are challenges. That's where I draw the line on challenges, right? If I'm fine with having you work my line and having you bust your ass and having you work 90 hours a week, right? But I need to be compensating you so that you do not have to make money in other ways.
That's a fact.
Because if you come into my restaurant dead, right? That's how I like to say it.
Right,
I don't want you coming in here dead.
That's
right? And there's multiple ways that you can come in dead, because I was coming into the Copper Hen dead. I looked dead. When I went into treatment, dude, and this was after years of all kinds of crazy shit. I went into treatment at 105 pounds, right?
Damn.
I'm 185 right now. I gained like 115 pounds and then dropped some. My point is, I look at it in a holistic way now. See what I'm saying? Like, if you want to go off and own your own place, that's, dude, like what you're doing right now, I'm so fucking, like, so happy for you, so proud of you, right? But if you're going to be under my umbrella and we're going to be working as a team, I'm not going to treat you the way that I was treated.
That's a fact.
Because it's not healthy. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like if I went to my arm, right, and I'm doing a curl, right? And I started going, I want my arm to be stronger.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's take a quick break, and then let's get into what you have going on.
Man.
Because we covered the stuff, right, that I've been kind of afraid to cover on the show so far.
Right.
And I want to get into, this is where we were, and this is where we are.
That's where we at, baby.
It's beautiful, man. All right, let's take a quick break.
Yes, sir. Him here.
Dude, I was telling my ma today that I was excited to see you, man. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen you, and I haven't been really in a good place the last couple times that I've seen you. It's just been, my mind's been scattered, etc. So it's good to reconnect with you, man.
I've been keeping my eyes on you, brother.
Oh,
you
same.
know I keep my ears to the street.
Same, but now we're in the same room. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
a fact.
it's just a little bit different. The energy, you know, the fields morph. You know?
That's a fact.
Yeah, but I have been keeping my eye on you a little bit, and you've been doing some pretty badass things, dude. You've been making it happen. So while we were working at the Copper Hen and all this dark shit was going on, every single day, we go out for a cigarette or, you know, whatever we were doing, and you'd be like, look, I'm going to have a food truck one day.
That's a fact.
I am going to have a specific kind of food truck, right? Like, nobody else is going to be able to compete with me.
That's a fact.
Right? And, you know, it wasn't, I didn't go, oh, that's never going to happen, Steve. You know, I was never shooting your dreams down.
Right.
But I was so focused on it seemed like such a far off dream, especially because food trucks at that time were a different animal. You know what I'm saying? You were ahead of the curve.
Welcome to my world.
You were ahead of the curve. Like, I was talking to Juliano Campo about what food trucks used to be. It used to be like this little, you know, this like Colombian empanada thing, and they'd have this little trailer and be parked outside of M&H
and make tacos,
and they'd be there on like Thursdays at 6 on the third Thursday, and you had to get there at a certain time, and if you got there, it was like, what? And now it's like they're branded. They have signs all over the place.
We
They're
outside with it,
conglomerates.
boy.
So let's talk about, because you made that dream happen.
I made it happen, bro.
You made it happen.
That's a fact.
I mean, this is not something that fell into your lap.
Actually, it did.
Oh, it did. Let's talk
Kinda
about it.
did.
Let's talk about it.
And I promise you, it's funny you say that because you never know how things turn out. But at that point in time, like you said, I spoke it into existence. I didn't know that I was going to own a gluten-free, fair food truck in the state of Minnesota in the year that there were no state fairs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was one of those things to where I had an idea and I stuck with it. And that was that, I'm going to go through this because if I can go through this in this person's restaurant, right, it's going to make my food trucks that much greater. Because I'm consolidating everything.
I heard
so you're consolidating the experience, you know what I'm saying, the food, the people, and you're getting that vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And coincidentally, for the most of my career, I was lucky enough to have been able to work in open kitchens.
Yeah.
So my personality always, you know what I'm saying, was on showcase.
Yeah.
And 9 out of 10 of the establishments that I work for, by choice, by the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's a method to my madness, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's a certain level of appreciation that comes with your customers, even though we don't see the front end part of the tips and all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just that, oh, snap, that was him that made my food. I can identify the person that's working at the times that I like to eat. I'm only coming here when he's cooking. That's Steven. Shit.
Yep. No, I like that you said that it's showmanship because it is very much it's become entertainment and it's become they say selling an experience and they're not lying.
Not lying,
right? That
bro.
and you learned how to initiate that experience and that is distilled down when you're in a food truck because you are one-on-one with everybody that you're serving.
Everybody. And it's so beautiful because I get inboxes all day from everybody, from every Joe Blow, well, not Joe Blows in this case because 99% of my customer base are female, you know what I mean? So Jane and Mary, like, yo, woo, woo, woo. And when they have issues or what have you, they're looking for someone to blame, but I'm letting them know, like, ma'am, everything starts and ends with me.
Yeah.
So if there's an issue, it's on me.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, and that's how you can, like, pinpoint the trolls and the people that have a real issue. You know what I'm saying? Because some people, they're looking for someone to blame. But when they realize that it's me that they're blaming, like, no, the super awesome guy that, like, smiled and, like, gave you, like, extra food because I know you were one of those people. Like, I knew you were coming. Like, you're not fooling me. This is me. You know what I'm saying? And it never fails, bro. But, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, he who laughs last, laugh hardest.
I love that. I love that. Well, it sounds like you're doing good things. Now, I want to talk about the actual food with you for a little bit because you know me to be pretty in depth with the science of food, right?
Facts.
And in any kind of baking, right, the science of gluten is pretty interesting. Right?
So you're wondering how you're making that delicioso without it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't want you to give me your secrets, but
yeah, you know the rules, Poppy. If I tell you, you know, you got to stay with me to the death. You know?
We're on camera. You know what I mean? So, I want to hear a little bit about the kind of food that you do, even though that it's gluten free, right? Because we talked on the phone, and you're like, people are like, there's no gluten free, right? And then they eat it and it tastes like better than the glutinous version of whatever fried food it is or whatever. There's so many different ways to make similar versions of food, right? Especially when it comes to flour, right? Like people don't understand like the actual gluten, right, isn't just it's not inherent in the flour. There's two separate molecules that you have to knead together with water for gluten to finally be present.
That's why I have this guy, y'all. That's why I have him. You know what I'm saying? That's why I have him.
I mean, like that alone, it's like you can actually create pasta from wheat flour with little to no gluten in it if you were to make it right? Like it wouldn't be good. But so
with no wheat, you mean?
Well, here's what I'm saying. the mixing with water and the actual pressing of it together,
yes.
you have glutamine and glutamate, and they morph to make gluten, right? So it's that mixture that is the creation of gluten, right? And then if you take that away, right? If you take those two chemicals away, you can do the same thing with any other flour, right? You just have to do different amounts of water or different chemicals, change the pH, right? All these different crystalline structures that you make in your baking. So let's just talk about kind of the ingredients that you use, different flours, etc.
And I promise you, I can't wait to get to the baking part of this gluten-free flour, bro.
Yeah.
Because I just focus solely on the fried part. And it's just that the immaculate blend that was passed on to me. You know, like I said, I like to tell people, I don't try to fool people and make them think that I came up with this grand fucking idea and I came about on my own and I was in the lab with Senor Christos and we just came up with this magnificent blend. Bro, I'm the third owner of this truck. You know what I'm saying? They say third time's the charm. You know what I'm saying? But not to sound cliche, but I like to give credit where credit is due. And whatever blend that I'm using, it was passed down to me from the original owner to the middle owner to me. I'm just doing what it's supposed to do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just like back in the day when we did what we did. Like, we thought we were selling drugs. Motherfucking drugs sold themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
And this gluten-free shit, this shit sell itself. But it's like you said, I'm also selling myself. I am my hottest commodity, bro. 100%. You see what I'm saying? I'm selling, not like a whore, but I'm a gluten-free whore right now. Yeah. Because no matter what these gluten-free folks come at me with, bro, I feel as though I have to cater to them because I empathize with them. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yep. Can you imagine my slim fat ass, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like not being, bro, I would go through that. I'm lactose intolerant, but I eat a fucking bowl of Captain Crunch every time I feel pretty. You feel me? Yep. I just go through it. Like, oh shit, Captain again. But
Crystal, can you cross my day off? I'm having some cereal.
That's a fact. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But these folks, unfortunately they don't have that luxury. You know what I mean? So it's like, I like to tell them, you know what I'm saying, that we both lucked out on each other. You know what I'm saying? Because they feed me that motivation to continue to be able to continuously give them that vibe and that food that you said, like, without even rehearsing this shit. Like you got that from me and you saw how it transcended into my final output on the table, period. Not my recipes, someone else's recipes, but no matter what, from the copper hen, I made something better at that point than previous people have made it before you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to interject because that's what cooking is. That's all that cooking is, right? There's nothing that, I mean, I didn't pick the first tomato off the vine and cook it with basil. I didn't do that. And I had one of my mentors on the show a couple weeks ago, and he's like, "This food isn't ours." Right? I actually have a phrase, right? It's like, so you know, I'm into meditation and all that. Well, that's what all you're doing is getting out of the way. That's all you're doing, right? You get out of your own way through discipline and education, and that's what you've done. That's what you're doing with all cooking, right? So like, you learn a recipe, and then you just don't fuck it up. As simple as that.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
It's right there. If the shit's in black and white, if you fuck it up, it's a you problem. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And it's just one of those things to where that's what makes the difference in a great establishment and a well-functioning kitchen and a kitchen that's in disarray is that it's a certain sense of ownership. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That comes with it. And a real one like us, like if something fucked up on the line at any given moment, bro, we'll know that we'll know where it came from. Yep. We'll know it. We're like, yo, fuck, bro, did you miss a step or something? Yeah. But no matter what, we never lie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We never lied because we know, like, we're trained. Like, if I know that I do this every day, like, and I'm a freakazoid like that. I'm real anal, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I do shit to the T. You
Yeah.
give me a recipe, I'm not gonna add my own little funky twist to it. I'm gonna add, I think it needs that. No, he didn't know what he was doing when he brought him. But I'm gonna do it. If no other reason, the only way that I can prove to you that your recipe is flawed is I'm gonna do it exactly how you showed me and wrote down for me how to do it.
100%, man.
You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
And it's just one of those things. But I'm real anal like that. So, like, we couldn't lie to each other because you'll fuck up our relationship. Because if nothing else, you know that I know what you know, not on that maybe superior level in a broken down science aspect of it, but like you said, point blank period. Something's fucking missing.
Well, that goes back to
you missed a step.
That goes back to our earlier point, though. That goes back to our earlier point. I couldn't lie to you because I was speaking to you through food.
Facts.
And food doesn't lie.
Don't lie, bro.
Right? So, like, I knew that there was no opportunity for lying. I'm to be honest with you, I know people who say they're honest people usually aren't honest people.
That's a fact.
But I feel like I've kind of walked the walk for my whole entire life, in an honest way, right? It makes me uncomfortable to hear somebody go, who fucked this food up?
Word.
That silence, bro.
Yeah.
All of you,
all of y'all fucked the food up.
Fuck you, dude. All of you motherfuckers fucked it up. And I'm always the one to go, that was me, chef.
Yep.
Right? That was me.
Fact.
Because there was
ultimately
if I touched that food and it's fucked up, then I fucked up in one way or another.
Fucking it up.
Yeah. This episode
is
brought to you by the word fuck. And
fuck it all.
Well, yeah, no, for real. We're on YouTube. It's all good.
We Lucci.
But yeah, my point is, like, this is why that we got along so well, right? Because it is an extension of myself. So if it's not good enough, I want you to be able to express that to me. And the way that you were able to communicate that to me was through showing me, right? I'm doing exactly how you told me to do it, right? And that's how we would make better food. That's how we would make better food, bro. That's how the emulsification process would happen faster. That's why we'd use a different oil. That's why we'd use
you never shut my shit down, even though you were the sous chef. And you know what I'm saying? He never shut my shit. He had final authority and a lot of shit, but he was like, you know what? Try it.
Let's tweak the pizza, less cheese, right? Because that's another thing. That's another thing about cooking, right? Is like it's this dichotomy between a science and an art, and the science is so vast, man. Like you go like. Is there too much moisture in the cheese, right? So should we use a different cheese or should we just not use as much cheese? But then the flavor changes, but then the texture of the dough is going to change. And so maybe if we proof the dough a little bit more, you know, it's like, but if we don't, we could also not proof the dough a little bit more because if we proof the dough too much, I mean, it's like, that's just the pizza.
And you can blind bake it and then you add, you know what I'm saying?
And you have a menu of 17 different things that have all these different processes, right? And it becomes this vast conglomeration where you just have to jump in the river, man.
That's a fact.
You just got to jump in the river and you got to do what works when it works. Now, you've clearly understood that.
That's a fact.
You've clearly understood that. I don't mean to be patronizing or anything like that, right? No. But it's like you've clearly understood that. That's why I want you on the show because I know, right? I haven't had your food yet, right? Mostly, I'm a little bit of a recluse, right? Since my sobriety, you know how it goes.
I get it.
Yeah. It's but. I know that it's going to be great because if something doesn't work, you're gonna make it work.
Thank you.
And if something does work, you're not gonna break it.
That's my motto, bro.
Yeah.
And that's crazy that you say that because the original owner of that truck, and she came and visited me on one of my pop-ups. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like since the weather had gotten worse, you know what I'm saying? Got Minnesota-y. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've just been on a straight up. All right, I'll go out and make some money today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But she popped up on me, and she was, and her whole family came out. They tailgated, put the flatbed of the truck down, brought the new puppy out. You know what I'm saying? I love it. And I told her that, ma'am. I told her from day one. I said, ma'am, if it's not broke, I'm not gonna try and fix it. And I stay true to my word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like I was explaining to you a minute ago, even with your recipes that when we had over there. I do everything to spec, bro. So there is no like I tell people, you're not gonna go to McDonald's tomorrow and the Big Mac is gonna taste different all of a sudden because a different person is cooking it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can hop off my truck, you know what I'm saying, and have somebody that's just as qualified as me to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe not the, you know what I'm saying, the social and interacting with the customers part. I'll be jealous if I had somebody else that could do that. Actually. But you know what I'm saying? That's between me and you. But you know what I'm saying? No matter what, it's gonna taste the same. The only thing that can change from that is they can just overcook it. That's the only thing they can do is overcook it. But it's gonna taste the same.
Yep.
Because I take pride in that.
Yep.
And I told her and that's what brought me to that is that if it's not broke, don't try and fix it. You got people that try to fix shit that's working already. Like, no, bro, like it works. The program works. Just don't fuck it up.
If you work it.
If you work it. Ginger. Ginger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's how it is. And I take pride in that. And I take pride in, like, interacting with my customers, even though, like, I'm wall-to-wall tickets, bro.
Yeah.
You know me. I like to say I'm Blaxican. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I call it octopussing. You know what I'm saying? You just on the line. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
But it's all me, though.
Yeah.
I take pride in it. Yeah, it's going to take you 30 minutes on some of my busiest days. But guess what? I'm not going to push out no soggy fried food, and I'm not going to give you no cold fried food. So guess what? No matter what, you're getting something that was well worth the wait.
Yep.
And the only people that don't understand that are the non-celiacs. Shout out to my celiac crew, man. Like, I just stumbled upon you guys by cooking for my business partner's wife, you know what I'm saying, who just so happened to have been my first boss. My first boss in Minnesota. That's how I met Frenchie. That's how I ended up at Copperhead through my business partner, Derek, you know?
Yeah.
In Minnesota back then.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, not to bring it back to the race thing, but that's why you can't hit me with that race shit, bro.
Yeah.
If you can hit me with that shit in Georgia, Alabama, East Bubblefuck, Iowa somewhere, bro.
Yeah.
Not Minnesota, bro.
Yeah.
If they could turn Minnesota into some racial bullshit, bro, and Wisconsin, which are two of the most, you know what I'm saying, racially diverse and the highest interracial marriage couples, whatever you want to call it in America, if they can turn that into some George Floyd shit, bro, they can turn the whole country. Don't let that happen, Minnesota. We better than that. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It was never a race thing. And it says it. The name of my corporation is Ebony and Ivory Chefs, bro.
I love it. I love it.
Ebony and Ivory Chefs. It don't get no better than that.
Yeah.
And we came up with it in a fashion that you and I would have came up with it. Like, just shooting the shit. Me and Shefty, you know, saying at the brewery one day. Like, yo, what'll be a good, I mean, Crazy Puppy's a nice DBA, but like, yo, what would be, I said, yo, Shefty, we do that dance, and they be like, Ebony and Ivory Chefs.
Yeah, dude, I love that, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that a lot.
And it just works, bro.
Yeah, it's interesting because I like to talk about it just because I see, right? We've already been over it. I've worked a lot of places in Minnesota.
She will be both.
I'm all over the place, right? And I work in all these different kitchens. And our boss at the Copper Hen was a woman, right? I've had multiple boss chefs, right? Executive chefs, CDCs, sous chefs who have been women, right? I know Asian chefs. And the Mexicans are just all over the place, right?
And I appreciate them. Shout out to my brown brothers.
Dude.
I promise you.
Love. Absolute love.
No lie to you. No mean to interrupt.
We'll get to my point.
Let's promise you, bro.
Let's rip.
Shout out to all my amigos and kitchens I done worked in across America, because without them slutting me out, pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, sandbagging me with orders, because you know how the Migos do, bro.
Yeah.
What? Moreno? Fuck out of here. And once they learn that your resume, you went to school for this shit?
Yeah.
Like, yo, you went to school? Fuck is you here for? Nigga, because I got 2 felonies, man. Nigga, like, stop it. Mind your business, but you don't want to know why I'm here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the F on the jacket kind of changes.
You know what I'm saying?
Things,
You get them F's on your report card. It's a certain type of shit you just got to deal with in America. But if you keep your eyes on the prize, you feel me?
Yeah.
That's what make a motherfucker great. Fuck America, you make yourself great again. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most people, you worried about fucking America, nigga. Make yourself great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? America gonna come.
Yep.
But if enough motherfuckers make they self great and pitch in, then America will fucking be great.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But long story short, the Migos, I fucks with them. You know why? Them motherfuckers, because they test you.
Yeah.
Because of that stereotype that's unfortunately attached to us African Americans.
Yeah.
The laziness, fucking poor work ethic, and not prompting. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit, bro. Fuck that. You can't come at me with that, Poppy. So if you treating me like that, it ain't got nothing to do with my work ethic. I know what it is. A chicharrón negro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And then I move accordingly.
Yep.
But if it ever came down to skills and work ethic, I shit on everybody.
Yep.
Word to everything.
Okay, so I have a question then. Because this is where my mind goes with it.
Right.
Why do you think that there is not a heavy presence of African Americans in the kitchens? Is it because of what you just said? Because I haven't seen it. That's what I'm saying.
You know what it is?
What is it?
Is that unfortunately, the ones of us that I've seen with the passion that I have for cooking,
Yeah.
they're not gonna invest in their craft the way that I did per se, and they're not gonna start as a dishwasher and gain that experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did all of that by having them overlook my felonies with my culinary background.
Yeah.
I went to school, motherfucker. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So they see that I invested time and money in myself. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, a lot of the people that have the skill that I have and the passion that I have got 2, 3 Fs on their report card.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, in today's America, we're persona non grata. That's not just in kitchen, like that's any fucking job in America, bro.
Yeah.
You're automatically disqualified if you got a felony, my dude.
Yeah.
And that sucks, but that's where the Migos come in at, and that's why the Migos and the blacks, even in the jails, they don't get along.
Yeah.
So in the kitchens, it's not gonna happen. I'm just lucky because I know enough Spanish to understand what they saying, and I'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Think
yeah.
about it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So that's why I could swing with skill-wise, lingo-wise, and tough guy-wise in any kitchen in America because I'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
And I can outcook you. I can outsmart you.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go there. I just want to get my money and go home.
Yeah, that was a nice thing about the Copper Hen is I think that you had people who recognized your skill in that, like you said, with the investment, right? And but I could see that being a serious issue. I could see that being a serious issue.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's been an issue to me to a degree because I speak Spanish. I speak really good Spanish, right? So like, and I speak your slang, right? Doesn't matter where you're from.
Like,
I
that
know
barrio
your
shit,
I know
that
your slang.
Jibaro shit.
My first job was at La Taqueria de los Ocampos on Arcade. You know what I'm
La
saying?
verdad.
Like that's my first job, right?
Don't
so
get it fucked up.
And you know me. I also have issues with dealing with that. I don't take the disrespect very well.
Not at
right?
all.
And to be honest, to say something in front of my face like that is the most disrespectful thing that you can do. So, but yeah, I mean, and I'm very aware of how they are behind bars and how they are even in the kitchens, right? I see that interaction not going well.
I don't mean to cut you off again, but it's like I always tell a lot of people. It's like people like to fucking put everything like in a stencil like this. No, because the way the Migos deal with this black man is not necessarily how they're going to treat me. But that's where the cultural differences and the initiative to getting to know why certain, you know what I'm saying, cultures or different nationalities act certain ways towards black people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just like I invested that time into my craft, I invested time into my community around me,
the social
aspect of it. And I
Yeah.
asked those questions. I asked those Hmong people why they so hesitant to fuck with banks, establishment, black people, all of that, bro. It's always a fucking reason.
Yeah.
It's just a matter if you want to take the time and effort to figure that reason out.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Those same Migos that fucked my mans up as soon as he got on the tier, when I walked in, I know how they are, and I showed them that proper respect that I know that they, you know what I'm saying, are expecting from a Moreno. But then it's that same shit. It's a respect thing.
Yeah,
it's always a respect thing.
Yeah, you're playing.
And a lot of not to fucking put it in
A box.
Right, in a box, but a lot of my people, they don't understand that a lot of our issues come from our lack of respect and understanding of said cultures and nationalities. That everything is black and white to us. No, my nigga, what about the Chinos?
Yeah.
What about the Migos?
Right.
What about the black Africans, my nigga? Like, it's certain shit that you just gotta learn through experience. But if you're gonna use certain experiences as an excuse to be a fucking loser, use a nigga, no matter whether you black, white, Chinese, whatever, because that's the definition of a nigga, bro. You feel me?
Oh, I feel you. Yeah.
But that's why knowing that and moving that along and that transcending into how I treat you, the amigo that worked with us, even the lady that was our boss. I never treated her like fuck on some Al Bundy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we all were more experienced than that other sous chef. You know, the tall one that wore the fucking high heel clogs. I never seen high heel clogs in my life until I seen this one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was just that no matter what, okay, you say you want to do it like this, you said you want to operate it like this, we're going to sandbag your whole line so you can realize that shit you said was stupid, man. Yeah. And it's not because you're a woman we're treating you like that. It's because your fucking plan is not working.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you was black, white, Chinese, whatever. Facts are fucking facts.
Yeah.
Numbers never lie. And science don't lie.
Yeah.
Only the person implementing said science and formulas.
Well, yeah. I mean, none of it lies. That's the thing about, we've talked about, you know, how food doesn't lie, and kitchens are it's a distillery for truth. It really is,
that's
man.
A fact.
Like that. I was
like that.
I was talking to my. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll get right back onto the subject.
Say less.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about this show. You already knew this, but I mean I'll say it for the people at home. This show is not supposed to be come here and ask me 10 questions that you asked the other 10 dudes who came in. I want people to understand the industry. I want people to understand how I look at food and how I look at the Twin Cities and how I look at, I mean, this is where I was raised, and this I live my life through the lessons that I learned while I was working next to you, and while I was working next to Frenchie, and while I was working next to all these amazing people. And what I said about the distillery of the truth, that's just absolutely what it is, because you can't escape burnt food.
That's a
you
fact.
can't escape cold food. You can't, you know what I mean? Like, no, it's burnt. No, it's not. Like, yeah, it is. You know what I'm saying? You can't escape it.
Only thing you can say is, well, it's not that burnt.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, I've had a couple. It's actually funny because I have worked with people who have tried to tell me that my own, like, when my shit fucks up, right? I'm the first. You'll hear it from the other side of the restaurant.
Yeah, this mother.
Fuck. Like, fuck. Right? Like, I've been
throwing pans.
I've been making
Crystal,
this.
It's okay, bro. I got your back.
Fuck, I burnt.
I'm here. I'm here.
Fucking soup is fucking done.
We're good. We'll do it over. Me and you
like
together, Crystal.
Shutting my hands in the oven, you know? And but no, but it's like for instance, when you have a soup, right? Like, let's just use chicken wild rice soup because we're in Minnesota.
Right.
So you have chicken wild rice soup, and it's creamy soup, and you had the burner on slightly too high. You went on and you did like 3 other things, right? And you can scorch the bottom, right? So then when you stir it, you feel that the bottom is scorched. There is a split second that you can not stir it, and you can transfer it to another pot, and you can save it, right? But if you stir that bottom, all of that carbonation at the bottom of the actual carbon pieces of burnt cream is within the entire soup, and it's all root.
It's going to permeate
you
the
can
entire
smell
soup.
it in a room. It's so I've trained myself to taste it so bad that, like, if I burn something at home, the air will smell like it, and I'll gag for like 3 days. I'll be like, but it's that's real, right? That's what a
real,
chef.
bro.
That's what a
You
chef
fucking
is.
right.
That's what a chef is.
That's
is
a
going,
fact.
oh, this is not servable.
That's a
we have
fact.
to waste it, and then
Thank
mourning the waste.
Thank you.
Right? Like looking at
do
the
it.
garbage. I mean, I've looked at my food in the garbage probably for hours, dude, because it's like my papu came over here after World War II from Greece, right? And they ran up in Greece, man. And so like that dude came in and was very poor, right? And he came from somewhere where he didn't have a lot to somewhere where you could get a lot, but he still didn't have a lot. And he made something for himself, right? And if you think about it from his perspective, I just threw away all that shit, dude, because
of your pride.
Because I was irresponsible. That's why. Because I was irresponsible.
Ultimately, yes.
And it's like it galvanizes you like you're being molded in the fires of the kitchen, right? When they talk about the fires, that's where it is, because you're looking at it and you're like, I wasted all this food, but I can't sell it. And all I had to do was transfer it from the next pot. I guarantee you I never did it again.
Never again.
I guarantee you I never did it
Got them
again.
little scoops out and just...
And that's another example of the kitchen. So before we took the break, I was talking to my mom, and I was like, these are the places that I have really stationed myself, and it's it's like it's soccer, right? The world of soccer, right?
Love it.
The kitchens, right? And when I was younger, certain circles where we were, smoking and doing drugs. And the reason I liked those places is because of the inclusivity, right? There was no person who was not allowed in our home.
Facts.
Right? There was I played on Diablos Rojos East Side soccer team, right?
Really?
Hondurans, Mexicans, a French kid, a Senegalese kid, a Nigerian kid, a Ghanaian kid. We didn't have a lot of Hmongs because the Hmongs had their own team.
They had their own team.
But that's the point, right? They were seclusive in their own way, and so that wasn't part of us. We were the community. You were part of our community. The same is true with the restaurants. In my view, and in my take, you cook, you're my people. You cook, you're my people.
That's a fact.
You don't cook, or you use this as a way to boost your ego. You use this as a way to get one over on me. You use this as a way to suck up a bunch of money. You're not my people. And I'm going to show you how you're not my people in this service.
Facts.
That's just the reality of it. That's the reality of it, dude.
I take that to heart, man, because and that's one unifying factor, bro, that a lot of people are overlooking, bro. The potluck aspect. So imagine, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I meant about, that's how I learned about Spanish culture, West Indian culture,
Yeah.
African culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All of that by eating their fucking food.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? And asking the questions of the people that's cooking that food.
Yep.
How did you get it to taste this way? If for no other reason, holy shit, I got a new way to make some shit when I get to the crib, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But it's a certain level of appreciation that comes with you seeking out that knowledge and the fulfillment that comes with your final product in your kitchen that you snatched from Papi Chulo or Mami Chula down the block because you only had it at her house or at a restaurant. Now you're trying it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a big thing. I had this was not on the show. I wish it had been on the show, but I had a long conversation with somebody about like intellectual property, right? Because that's a big thing that comes up when you're cooking. It's like, is it really your intellectual property? And that's the reality. We talked about it earlier. It's not like I came up with the roux, right? I might have put the roux in an Av Galemino and changed the Av Galemino. It's a Greek egg lemon sauce, right? It's similar to hollandaise, but it's like dill and stuff. So anyways, I thicken that with the roux, and that's kind of creative, but neither of those things are mine.
Right.
Neither of those things are mine, and I have no right to say that those things are mine. And if you want to use that and you want to learn from me, go and do it.
Fucking right ahead.
Another thing about food that's so awesome is there's so much of it.
So much.
You can't steal my repertoire. I cook French food. I cook Greek food. I cook Italian food. I cook. Look at you. Got me puffing up my chest.
Hey.
I cook. It's like I cook West Asian food. I cook Indian food. I cook any sauce that you can think of. I can make
sauce.
it. Right.
The
You know
sauce
this.
boss,
You know
bro,
this.
that's
Right.
why we
I'm
connect.
literally a saucier from
That's a fact.
right. And it's like I've been abused, beaten up. I've driven myself to addiction and insanity for this shit, right? Take that recipe. I don't care.
Fuck.
Take that recipe. Make a cookbook out of the recipe. Do your thing. I'm going to make something better tomorrow.
That's a fact.
So, sorry, I got
That's what
emotional.
makes you that passion.
Yeah.
You see, that's the perfect example of that passion that comes with what we do. That no matter what, a motherfucker can afflack, but you either got it or you don't.
Yeah.
And it's gonna show up in your workflow, your end product, everything.
Yeah.
You either have it in this industry or you don't.
Yep.
But it's those that recognize their deficiencies and team up with guys that are their strengths. You feel me?
Yeah.
And invest that time in your craft to be like, okay.
You know, that's another interesting thing that you bring up because, I talked about soccer and I talked about this, and this is never a solo sport.
Mm-mm.
This is a team sport. And I know that you have the food truck, so your team is a bit smaller.
Way smaller.
But it's a team sport, right? Like you said, you're using the recipe of the person who passed the truck on to you, right? And that is in itself a team aspect, right? And just using certain products, right, certain recipes that have been handed down generation to generation, it's never a solo enterprise. We're not playing tennis, we're playing soccer.
That's a fact.
Right? And that's one thing that you talked about it. It's a dance, right? You don't dance alone.
Dance, bro.
Don't dance alone,
Don't
and
be
you don't
that weird
dance with
guy.
no music.
That's a fact. Don't be that weirdo. Oh, we rock out with our cock out on the puppy. Pause. Like, man, I got the big 12-inch party speaker, bro.
Yeah.
Got the disco lights. You know what I'm saying? It's that experience that you just gotta create. You know what I'm saying? And I, well, you can tell my personality, bro. It just fits in with my business model, which is I brewery hop.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Any given moment, you come hop out and come see the puppy out on the scene, bro. There'll be some cold ones involved.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if I got bro around or with whoever, you know what I'm saying, driving in their car, whatever, it might be some whiskey involved.
Yeah.
Don't tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a great time, and I take pride in that because food should not be boring. You shouldn't just come to my food truck and I give you some pre-made shit just for the sake of speed.
Yeah.
I don't care about speed. I care about quality. Quality.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And at the end of the day, you're going to get that along with the experience of visiting the puppy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because I know you're going to wait. Because you know why? I cook all of that food myself. I don't have somebody that can, not yet, you know what I'm saying? Because I had to wait for demand to, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
To say that I need that.
You want to live within your means.
Exactamente. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So at the end of the day, like look, from the rooter to the tutor, bro, like from setup, cleaning out fryers, being real, you know what I'm saying, about all of my recipes and putting everything together, breakdown, serving, cooking all of that food. So imagine that grind. That's why this shit is not for everybody, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can give me anybody that work in any line in America, bro. Have them come and spend 2 months with me, bro. Bro, they'll be dying to go back to the line, and they'll do whatever the fuck you tell them to do, Christos.
Yeah.
But like, yo, go work for Steve. We outsourcing your talents. Let's like the soccer teams. You know what I'm saying?
I'll see you in 3 days.
I'll see you in 3 days.
Yeah.
Wake up with me. Go to Restaurant Depot with me. You know what I'm saying? Go get ready for 3 days from now today. You know what I'm saying? And have to put all of that in perfect synchronization because of the type of customer base that you chose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. I mean, I love you guys, but I chose this. I'm a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
But guess what? it's the only thing that makes it well worth it for me.
Yeah. I don't want to interrupt you, but I also, it's like that is so important because we talked on the phone and I could hear in your voice when you would talk about the guests that you serve is there was love there, right? And like that's the ultimate goal when you're cooking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've worked at places, and I know you have too, where we're cooking for people that we don't connect with them, we don't empathize with them,
yep.
and they look at us as the help.
Yep, that's a fact.
And the food doesn't come out as good, right? Our chemicals in our brain are not going, oh, these are our people.
Right.
The chemicals in our brain are going, this is a job. You're doing a job. You're putting your head down and you're running the play, right? Like, and that's such an important piece, right? Like that love that you feel when somebody actually enjoys your food. And I think it's important too that people who are celiac,
mm-hmm.
they need your food.
Not only that, bro, is they need to trust you.
I've
owned this food truck since July of 2019. I'm really just now seeing like the residuals from the work that I put in from day one. Those cold days, 11 degrees, Prior Lake. Like, I'm by the lake, 11 degrees. You know what I'm saying? When the bars were open, but nonetheless, him here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Only thing shaking in Prior Lake is the puppy and Boathouse Brewery. You know what I'm saying? And 11 degrees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's that grind and appreciation from your I don't even like to refer to them as customers anymore because it's bigger than that.
Yeah.
Guests. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Puppy patrons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that, yeah.
Because it's that grind, and it's not for everybody, bro. It's not for everybody. Some people might have this part of it, but if you have a deficiency in this part of it, just like how in a restaurant, you might get away with that shit because there's so many moving pieces on that puppy, bro. There ain't been one or two people that could have fucked up.
Yeah.
If Sunday right, it's either me or my server.
Yeah.
Or in the summertime, I got two other people that volunteers, you know what I'm saying, that they work for tips, bro. Yeah. Because they believe in what I have going on or bringing them a part of. And it's just, and it's dope because it's not that I only create an experience for the patrons, but for, you know what I'm saying, the people that work alongside me as well, because it's like a fucking movie, bro.
Yeah.
It's never a dull moment.
Yeah.
And that goes from the customer, well, the patrons that I deal with and the guests that I deal with on the day-to-day, from however I'm feeling. Like, I tell, like, bro, I'm the type of dude, bro, I'm always on time, but when I'm not, you know what I'll do? I make hey, God, I'm human. I like J-Mo and Guinness just like the next black Irishman. You know what I'm saying? I call it Blyrish. I'm Blyrish, motherfucker.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
and they just be like, yo, Steve, you're a fucking ass. You're a piece of work, Steve.
Yeah.
But it's just when they come get my fucking food, bro, they know what they're getting.
Yeah.
And I'm not skimping them on the portions just because I know they're celiac and they ain't had onion rings in 30 years. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm going to give you your bang for your buck. And I take great pride in that shit, and just seeing the level of excitement when they take that first bite and this is gluten-free?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no way.
Yeah. I
fucking love it.
Yeah, man, that's something else. That feeling is something else when you see something like that. It was something that fueled me for a long time. Because you know, it's for me, it's this dichotomy between the science of the food and the enjoyment of the guest.
Facts.
You know, now it's definitely the pendulum has swung over in this other direction of sustainability in the community and all these other things, because I've become aware that this, you know, that's really what I wanted deep down for the whole of my career, right? Like, because like when we were working together, it's like the whole dream, right, was to do this fancy shit, right, with the food. right? Because people
we did some fancy shit.
we did,
bro.
but I mean, like the goal for me, right? Like long term, right?
Right.
If you asked me what my dream was at that point, it was to own my own restaurant and to wow people and to have people have that face at food that I was making.
That was your Ferran Adria stage right there.
Dude, I love you so much.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted. And now I'm much more in like a Chef Dan Barber stage where I want everything to work in harmony, and I want to go down to the soil. I mean, I'm back in school to be a soil microbiologist, right?
Exactly.
And it's like that is where that has gone, because it doesn't matter if it's fancy and it wows people. I want people to be sustained. I want people to have nutrients, because that's what we're doing. Everybody has to eat, right? And and in my opinion, everybody has to eat well to be happy, and that's just the reality.
Bro, you're gonna help me cure world hunger.
Goddamn right.
You. Whip some shit up in the lab on some plant-based shit that they can just fucking eat and regurgitate and eat it again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. Fuck it, if you had to.
Yep, DBZ pills, man.
I'm telling you, bro.
Just add water.
I
love it.
But that's that. We got that passion, and that's where we vibe at, bro. It's it's that certain care and concern that comes with not just the final product, but the final look on the customer's face, that satisfaction they're getting, that while we're working in the back of the house, we don't get that recognition. We don't get that tip. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know who's cooking their food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Unless they're real regulars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's why, like, when with that food truck thing, like, you'd be great at it, by the way. And there is a way that you can do fancy food truck food. Like, your personality itself, bro, just being out and amongst the people is what you deserve. It's what we deserve.
Yeah.
And that's my drive as well. It's like, that's been my drag on my whole existence in kitchens across America. It's like, yo, bro, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Yo, I'm making these motherfuckers like $100,000 a week right now, but my paycheck ain't changing. I can make that steak with the perfect fucking grill marks, all that, and the perfect asparagus, and and no matter what, my fucking take home is gonna be the same. Ain't nobody coming to the back of the house and until we do what we do and show our asses and show those servers and whatever. Like, yo, your take home depends on how I make your food.
You know, that's some real shit that you're talking about, because it's not something that is talked about too often in like something like this, because I think I don't know what people are fucking afraid of. But here's the reality, right? Every server that I've known that's at a well established place makes easily 4 times the amount that I do. Easily 4 times the amount I do.
Working 3 days a week.
And 2 hours, 3 hours on that day, where we just talked about how I've been there for 90 hours. Then they come back with attitude.
Yeah.
Right? And like, dude, male, female, young, old, if you're a server, you need to realize.
Humble yourself.
The difference in the amount of output that you're doing. Everybody's replaceable. But I am far less replaceable than you are.
That's a fact.
And it's just like, oh man, I'm triggered now. I'm triggered because that's some real talk. It's like I've had some serious conversations.
Oh, you already know, bro.
I'm
We
like,
used to. You
well,
already know.
Like you're coming back here and you're telling me that you're 5 minutes late on your ticket and you're worried that you're not going to get a tip. You're complaining about being triple sat when you know that you're going to get $300 in an hour.
That's a fact.
It's like just
fuck out of here.
Get out of here. And like real rage, I I'm unable to speak to you. I'm so angry, and I have to make your food, right?
Word.
And I have to make you money right now. So
Word.
just scurry along.
Outta here.
Scurry along.
But that's why sometimes you had to have that flex on them to let them know, like, bitch, I'm in control. If I wanted to, I could drag on every ticket that had your name on it.
I've done it.
And could still have plausible deniability if a good enough reason so that who's gonna come and stop me?
Yeah. Oh,
especially if I get the whole line. I'm like, anytime you see this bitch name on the fucking there, you know what I'm saying? Drag.
Yeah.
Because she don't understand her place in this grand scheme of shit.
Or him.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because those are the most douchebags. The dudes that like, yo, dude, you think because you're a guy and you really should be back, you want to be back here doing what we do, but you're doing that, you're not gonna talk to me like that. Like these, I can take that from a female because I'm not gonna punch a woman in the mouth.
Yeah.
But dude, I meet me outside.
Yeah. Oh, dude, for real. Because it's like we said, it's a team effort, and like if you're respectful in the front of house, you're part of the team, right? And like I depend on you to a degree to get this food and make sure that the people getting what they want and like what goes, what's going to go well together and what's going to be timed well together. And there are those people like my dad, right? My dad still waits tables. You know what I mean?
Just for the love of doing it. Though.
My dad, my dad's a gangster about it. You know what I mean? It's like he knows the intricacies of the kitchen. He knows the intricacies of the table. He it's just like there's an art and a skill to that as well. But putting that onto the back of house when the back of house is getting paid a quarter of the amount that you're getting paid. I don't care if it's in tips. I don't care what it is, right? They're getting paid a quarter of the amount that you're getting paid is wrong, and you need to recognize that. And this is me saying it calmly, right? But I think that I have gained a reputation, or I think there are certain places I've gained a reputation because this kind of behavior was rampant, where I seemed like an asshole. And it's like, no, I'm being an asshole because you came in here with wrinkly clothes. You look like a pile of laundry. Get the fuck out of here.
Right. That's a fact.
God. I actually the dude that the dude that I'm talking about is a fan of the show, and I actually do. I love this guy.
Hey,
but
dude.
But it's like I'm kind of combining that behavior with like also somebody in the same crew who comes back and is like, "Where's my food?" I'll tell you where your food is.
And they don't.
An hour away. That's where your food is.
And you know what? A lot of them, they don't understand, bro, that a lot of times that snowball effect. And it's like, I liken it to that fifth child that comes in and asks, "Mommy, can you go outside?" You know what I'm saying? The first, the second, the third, and the fourth one got by without the shoe. But that fifth one, you get in the shoe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't even realize, oh, I thought they was asked to go outside. No, motherfucker, you was the fifth one of you to ask.
Yeah. Yeah, you're buried in tickets.
It's like everybody thinks their shit is paramount.
Yeah.
To my struggle. Because you didn't realize that, okay, you got triple sat, but you didn't come back here and let me know that you got triple sat. When, you know what I'm saying?
What table you have.
Thanks.
It's like your name is on the ticket, but it's like you make all these other. It's like you're not working for the better of the whole. And when you do that, it throws the whole rhythm off, right?
Me.
Yeah, and it's like I also don't want to hate on servers in general, and I also don't want to I don't want to promote that kind of because we were talking earlier about how I don't want to treat people the way that I was treated because I just don't think that it's healthy, right? But that I like what you said about the kids, right? The fifth, because it's like you got to understand logic is out the window at this point.
It's a fact.
I don't even hear the words that are coming out of your mouth. I see the look at your face, right? And I just want you to go away.
Just go away.
Please go away.
You're going to get your food. The least you say right now, the quicker you get your food.
Exactly. All right, man, let's take a break, and we're going to do a special segment, and then we're going to wrap it up for today.
Say no more.
Love it. What's on the shelf, man? What's on the shelf, man? All right, Steve. So I do a segment on the show called What's on the Shelf. This is about you, right? This is about what represents you and what you found to be important in your journey as a chef and your journey as a person. So let's start going through what you got going on.
Well, shoot, basically, I just bought a bunch of my favorite books, man, and my favorite people, starting off with this man right here. And, I mean, who don't like J.P. Morgan? You know what I mean? Yeah. Those of you who don't like him, fuck you if you can't take a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, growing up in Connecticut, he owned that state, bro. So if you live in Connecticut and you don't know the history of this man and how he got things done, sucks to be you. but just I couldn't grow up around a city like Hartford, Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing having that much rich history, just being one of the original 13 colonies and all of that, and all of the commerce and historians that have been through there without learning about them.
Yeah, I mean, there is something to be said about learning the knowledge of the people who are at the absolute pinnacle of success.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And learning about their failures as well. 'Cause you know what I'm saying? A lot of them, like a lot of people, they only pay attention to people's successes.
Yeah.
Go research how many times they failed before they got to where they were.
Yeah, you know, and there's something to be said about that era of the elites and the way that they just took it on the chin, dude. They took it on the chin and they kept moving and moving. They were cold pieces, dude.
Bro, you had to be.
So
Think about
insane.
it.
Yeah, 100%.
And anything you're the first at, think about it.
Yeah, 100%.
You gotta go for the gusto because it's so much. You're working on your legacy.
Yeah.
But there's something that's in people like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like our ancestors that makes us inherent survivors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's a mentality, brother.
Yeah, you know, just a quick like riff onto how that pertains to food is like you look at all these different cultures and culinary aspects, right? It comes from struggle.
That's
you know what I mean? Like Latin food, I mean, talk about the struggle, bro. And like Indian food, for instance, right? It's like, and even like Mediterranean and Arabic food, North African food, right? Like these dishes come from not having, right? One of the sicknesses of American cuisine is our abundance
of ingredients.
Yeah. We can give you a $150 3-pound tomahawk steak and put salt on it because we have that, right? We've made it so that we have an abundance of that ingredient. But when you like in Mexico, there's this dish where they make a mole out of fucking ants, right? It's a specific type of ant, and I bet it's flame, right?
I know
but
it
like
is.
to think of, oh, there's a swarm of ants, we need to hit a mortar and pestle and make that shit into a mole.
Oh, it's protein.
That comes from struggle. But that's, I mean, I just think it's awesome that you that's one of the people that you picked as a person, as a lighthouse for you.
That's a fact, bro.
Yeah.
And just sheer curiosity and money, man.
Yeah.
And this next one is a doozy. Nobody knows this guy, bro.
Okay.
But I came across this book working in a library at NYU. You know what I'm saying? A professional bookstore, not even a library.
Yeah.
And it's about the power broker. And like this man, Robert Moses, single-handedly shaped the contour of New York City as a whole and most of upstate New York. And no one knows. He did it from some obscure freaking office as the parks commissioner.
Really?
So a parks commissioner that somehow, some way, really started out back in the day writing the laws and the bills that no one paid attention to. The little nuances of bills and like the pork that's added to bills now. He was the ultimate pork writer. But guess what?
Okay.
He didn't just put pork in there.
Yeah.
He wrote power into existence from his obscure freaking job that was not, it was an appointment, so he wasn't an elected official. He had more power than 5 mayors.
That's one I'm gonna get and I'm gonna read because I'm very much into the power of the cog in the machine.
Exactly.
Man.
But this man right here was
more than that.
He was more than that because he played both sides of the fence so well. He was a progressive ultimately.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's certain things that you just have to get done, or a certain way you have to go about getting shit done in a city like New York City.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of plays into what we were talking about earlier with J.P. Morgan, where it's you have to play the game. It's a means to an end, right? But he's the first person to do these things in the biggest pond in the world, right? If you're in the biggest pond in the world, you better eat fast.
And you know what makes it so? This is what motivated, what gave me such great pleasure out of reading this book, though, and it motivated me because like I said, I can say it because I'm black, but us as black people, we lack that tenacity sometimes that it takes to like get a lot of shit done.
Yeah.
And I use the example of this man because he was Jewish. In politics, before it was popular to be Jewish,
Yeah.
this is when they treated the Jews worse than they treated the Negroes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he saw it.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, they will never let me hold such office, whatever.
I'm going to do it from here. I'm going to do it from over here.
I'm going to fucking do it from here.
Party's over there, I'm over here.
Party's over there, but he wrote it into existence. He wrote power into bills that he knew nobody was going to read.
I'm going to read that one.
By the time the law is passed, you're fucking going to get some money from the Parks Commissioner. You got to get this done. Or you want a road build in New York City, the Parkway, the Cross Bronx Expressway, the FDR, all of that shit. Built it.
Damn, that's crazy.
And he had sole control and power. LaGuardia couldn't get nothing done without him.
I'm gonna read that one.
You have to.
I'm gonna read that one, dude.
Because you'll get the same thing out of it that I did.
No, I love that. All right.
This one here,
Conspiracy of Fools,
is the ultimate tale of hubris.
Yeah.
And what stains America's brain till this day.
Yeah.
And that has to do with the fall of Enron right there. And there was so much going on right there. You know how somebody said you're so smart, you're stupid?
Yeah.
That was these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that is what has created our modern day world.
Exactly. But you know what's crazy though? This is America at its finest though. That company met their demise in 2000, like just before the World Trade Centers crashed, B. But guess what? We just now seeing the domino effect of a lot of the shit that unraveled from their demise.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was an 18-year delay. No, it was an 8-year delay because everything went to shit in 2008.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it bubble popped, no way.
Bubble pop. But you know what's fucked up about this, though? Is like if you read and study like what happened with Enron, bro, that's how you know that we still didn't learn nothing from '08 because the same shit's going on. This
right
is
now. Yeah,
if anybody understands derivatives and whatever the fuck, it didn't start there, but I'm just saying. And this one right here, this is my favorite book on the financial industry to date. And it's
Flash Boys.
Because it shows how all you got to do is be faster at doing the same thing as everybody else. And it's worth its weight in platinum.
Damn, dude. You brought some heavy shit. Welcome
to my world.
You know, Steve, I want to really thank you for coming out. Let's do it
again.
Appreciate
you. We have to.
When things open back up, I'm sure you're going to be popping out a lot more, and I want to have you back on the show.
Always
and we'll do a little bit more advertising, all right?
Love it, bro. Appreciate you having me on,
Love you,
man.
dog.
Straight up. That was dope. My God.
My heart, lovers remember my old arms are burning of my memory. My shovel writes a new song. I can almost hear them singing along as I keep digging away. stay. Buried in the backyard, long after gone to my childhood dark bodies. Without faces or names. Some of them were my friends. Some were more like enemies. Shouldn't matter now to them. Should've said something much to me. Last night I took apart most everything in your garage and got myself some dollars and cents. Taken off to St. Paul where I will sure